Hey everyone, welcome back to the Financial Drive. In my previous video, we talked about buying versus renting a home and briefly touched upon the 5% rule. In this video, I'll explain the 5% rule in detail, provide an example with all the calculations, and discuss how and when to use in real life. To decide whether to rent or buy is to compare the cost of renting with the cost of buying. The monthly cost of renting a home is simple. It is equal to how much you pay in rent. However, the monthly cost of owning a home is more complicated. Home ownership costs fall into three categories: property tax, maintenance cost, and cost of capital. The 5% rule is an estimation of the three costs that homeowners face and renters don't. Number 1. Property tax. It is generally assumed to be 1% of the value of home. This is the first part of 5% rule. Maintenance cost. It is assumed to be 1% of value of the house. This is the second part of 5% rule. Lastly, the cost of capital is assumed to be 3% of the value of home. This is the final part of 5% rule. The 5% rule is a simple rule of thumb used to determine whether it makes more financial sense to buy or rent a home. The rule states that if the annual cost of owning a home, including mortgage payments, property taxes, and maintenance, is more than 5% of the purchase price of the home, then it's better to rent. Let's say you're considering buying a home for 300k. You expect to pay a down payment of 60k and finance the remaining 240k at a fixed interest rate of 4% for 30 years. Your monthly mortgage payment would be 1,146, and you estimate that property taxes, insurance, and maintenance would cost you an additional 500 per month. To calculate the annual cost of owning the home, you would multiply the monthly cost 1646 by 12, which equals to 19,752. Now you'll calculate 5% of the purchase price of the house, which is 300k. You would multiply 300k by 0.05, which equals to 15k. Since the annual cost of owning the home, 19,752, is more than 5% of the purchase price of the house, which is 15k, according to the 5% rule, it's better to rent. The 5% rule is a helpful tool for making a quick comparison between buying and renting a home. It's important to keep in mind, however, that the 5% rule is just a rule of thumb and should not be sole determining factor in your decision. You should also consider other factors such as your lifestyle, personal goal, financial situation, and housing market conditions. In conclusion, the 5% rule can be a useful starting point when deciding whether to buy or rent a home. Remember to factor in all the costs associated with home ownership and use the rule as a guide, not a hard and fast rule. I hope this video has been helpful. Please like and share to your friends who are in the process of deciding whether to buy or rent a house. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.